Last 5 minutes, let's just touch upon what you can do if you get denied, because cases do get denied. And there's two things to consider. One is very, very practical, which is called a reconsideration. The other is less practical and not seen that often, although we do have some experience in it, and I can share with you our experience in how this plays out. So if you get denied, the immigration department have to have a good reason for denying you, according to policy. They write up their reasons for every approval or every decision, every refusal, and so that sits on the applicant's file at the immigration department. You can get copies of the decision minutes from the immigration department under the data access rules. So knowing that, let's just have a look at broadly why cases get denied. Generally, they get denied because they're fatally flawed from the outset. That is, the approval markers that you're looking for were not present. Relationships that qualify aren't there. There might be a security objection. They were never approvable from the get-go. They might have had a history of prior denials or poor history with the immigration department. And of course, they never tell you about that stuff. So that could be weighing in the background as to a case that you thought was going to get approved, in fact, didn't get approved. Cases get denied because, frankly, they haven't been prepared properly, and there hasn't been the assessment on whether or not they're going to get approved. And especially laymen are doing this, or the applicants are doing it by themselves. They treat the cases administrative, not realizing that they need to argue. Cases get denied because the immigration department have asked for documents that's mission critical to the approval process. For one reason or other, it can't be availed. And so the immigration department are not empowered to say yes, so they'll say no. Similarly, when the immigration department are asking for something, give it to them. That's germane to a successful application process. Another reason cases get denied is because they get caught breaching the conditions of stay during the application process. So how do you go about promoting a reconsideration? Well, like all appeals, it's an uphill struggle. Get a feeling for the file by applying for a copy of the decision minutes under the privacy data access rules. Speak to the officer, see how forthcoming they'll be with problems that they're having, see if there's any other clues that they'll, sprig to you. Every officer is different, so you're not quite, certain what kind of response you're going to get from, those gentle, quiet interrogations. And if you are in Hong Kong as a visitor with a refused employment visa application, you can't use the fact of a reconsideration pending to get an extension to your visitor visa. So they're separate, independent variables. You need to manage the visitor status separately. So I always say that, you only have one good chance to fix a previously denied case. So you need to submit new and previously unsubmitted information. Appealing to, emotionals, rehashing the original paperwork, reshuffling the same papers, going to the local Chamber of Commerce and asking them to make positive representations generally don't add much value. You need to put forward a rock-solid argument, submitting significant new information, adding weight to the original application, or reducing relevant and important new facts which have come to light since the date of the refusal. And you need to have comprehensive documentation to support, the contentions that exist in the reconsideration application. And so once you've got your application in, which gets its own file, separate file number, it references back to the original file number, but it does get a new file number. If it has merit, it'll take up to about 12 weeks. If it doesn't have any merit, you'll know pretty quickly. The immigration officer will say, now there's now in this, you'll know within 4 weeks. When you submit the application, they acknowledge receipt, and then they give you basically 14 days generally to submit more information before they'll progress with a decision. But that's our experience in terms of timing.